What's up, folks? Welcome back to Viper Island, your home for all things G.I. Joe. Something big has been happening in the world of G.I. Joe. 2025 delivered the kind of releases that make you stop, rethink the entire line, and ask yourself, was this the best year G.I. Joe Classified has ever had? And if so, what does that mean for the line going forward? Among the many standouts, Monkey Wrench set the tone for quality. Crystal Ball turned critics into believers. Pythona made her long-awaited arrival. Budo showed up with a great deluxe set. Desert Scorpion blew away everyone's expectations. And then came the retro-inspired Colonel Hawk and G.I. Joe MMS set. A reminder that when this brand taps into deep nostalgia, nothing else in the market can touch it. And here's the wild part. We might only be getting started, because 2026 and 2027 are already shaping up to be downright game-changing. We're looking at potential heavyweight additions, the Cobra Law Royal Guard, a deluxe Deep Six, the Renegades Red Dog and Taurus, and how about Globulus and Snake Eyes version 3? Each one has the potential to break into the upper tier of the entire line, and we haven't even gotten to them yet. If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed. Last episode, we dropped our latest spoilers and predictions for 2026 and 2027, including the following: Flash, Blizzard, Sneak Peek, Psych Out, Airtight, a deluxe version of Fast Draw, Zanzibar, Globulus and his pod, Toxo Viper, the Arctic Saw Viper, Voltar and his Vulture, Spearhead and Max, Iron Grenadier Destro, and Iron Grenadier Baroness. And it would make a lot of sense for Baroness to come with Ravage. In addition, Stalker version 2, Snow Serpent version 2, Road Pig version 2, and we expect that this will be a Target exclusive, as well as Targat, the Rock Viper, Heat Viper, Salvo, Repeater, Gung Ho version 2 in his Marine Dress Blues, Snake Eyes version 3, the Dreadnoks Thunder Machine, the Arctic Stinger, the Polar Battle Bear Snowmobile, and some variants: Mad Marauders Mutton Junkyard, Mad Marauders Footloose, Night Force Outback, Night Force Duke, Night Force Chuckles, Roadblock, and for the Retro card back line, Retro Firefly, Retro Wild Bill, Retro Snow Job, and Retro Ripcord. Tell us in the comments which figures are at the top of your list. Folks, it's true. G.I. Joe appears to only be getting better and stronger by the year, but now the stakes are even higher. Be sure to watch our next episode of Viper Island. We're going to reveal a newly confirmed 2026 release that we can share with you. We're working on a full report to tell you everything we've learned. Join us next episode for that. We promise you won't want to miss it. Plus, we're also working on new updates about several 2026 items that Hasbro has already announced. If you've ever doubted how powerful this brand's nostalgia really is, 6 straight years of standout figures and vehicles should settle it. G.I. Joe is back and better than ever, and in today's episode, we're going to show you why. We're taking a closer look at one of the best G.I. Joe figures ever made, and you're going to want to watch until the very end. This one should be pretty good.
It's Budo.
Right on. We've been waiting for this guy for quite a while. This is a deluxe figure, and it appears that Hasbro really pulled out all the stops. Included here are 2 complete armor sets. First, there's the traditional samurai armor. I really love this one. Between the bronze-colored segmented plating, all the sculpted texturing, the battle-weathered washes, shoulder guards, chest plating, and shin protection, this might be one of the most visually authentic figures in all of Classified, and this is clearly meant to channel his original vintage look. Only this time, this is way more detailed and intimidating. Then there's the modern tactical armor. This is an updated interpretation for modern-day warfare with samurai influence. And according to Lenny Panzica from Hasbro's G.I. Joe team, they used inspiration from the Japanese SWAT teams, so that's pretty cool, especially working that into G.I. Joe lore. Then for the weapons, he has a katana blade which is worn at his hip. He has Dusty's rifle, which is a modern assault rifle that blends well with his tactical setup. And he has the pistol from Agent Helix, and it adds a contemporary edge to his weapon stash. So you got some old, you got some new. This guy has a bit of a Night Force vibe to him. And his red Oni mask, that's a nod to traditional Japanese demon armor. Dex, I think you'll agree, nothing feels bulky or blocked here, right?
No, it doesn't at all. It's super smooth, everything about it.
One thing that I think is really cool is that on his modern day tactical armor, it has a G.I. Joe emblem on the side of the armor plating on his left shoulder. Pretty cool. And you might not notice it, but there's a walkie-talkie even sculpted into his armor here on the left side, right over his left chest.
The head sculpts look really nice too. I like all the different like sculpting on the hair that he has and like how detailed it is for everything. The weapons he comes with are pretty cool. I like that he has multiple different lengths for the samurai swords, and then you can holster them all.
If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed. When his hair is down, he kind of has a bit of that John Wick vibe. Not exactly the same, but no. I wonder if Hasbro was trying to like do a little bit of a knockoff John Wick there. Try and pull in some people who are not G.I. Joe fans. I don't know. Just throwing that out there.
I don't
Disagree?
think that's the case at all. No,
okay.
Not at all. I like the helmets he comes with though. They look pretty cool for all the different like things that they have on them.
A lot of sculpting, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of attention to detail.
One of them you can tell is a more G.I. Joe one, the one without the like demon mask on it, and it has like a microphone on there and like a jaw guard and or like a jaw strap and all that stuff. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, that's definitely inspired by the original, which was, what, 1989 or something like that? I might be off by a year or so. Now, the horns on his helmets are very bendy plastic. Not a problem at all. You want this helmet to be flexible. So this is one of those cases where soft, bendy plastic is preferred. You don't want to be fighting with the masks and helmets that go over a face and scrape off some paint. That's not a concern here at all. Both are very bendy, so that is appreciated. And I'm not normally into the Oni masks. His Oni mask helmet, this is really outstanding. I love the colors, they're simplistic, it's not overly complicated, there are no jarring colors that are on there. The eye holes are big enough that you can see his eyes through there. This is a great overall layout. Now, Budo is not a one-note trooper or generic ninja. He's Budo, the Samurai Joe. This is the way he should be, and this is a deluxe figure done right. The G.I. Joe Classified team at Hasbro has said that the goal with Budo was to create a samurai figure with armor which can be used to create troop builders. They specifically said that more is on the way in terms of this, and that Budo could benefit from having a team of armored troops. So it's not clear if that means more Samurai Joes are on the way, in terms of a troop builder, or if they're just trying to get people to buy multiples of these so that you can build your own army of samurai guys.
Yeah, I like everything that he comes with, though. The colors on everything are really good. They actually have multiple colors on everything for most of them, besides for his gun, but that's not
no shortage of paint apps here.
It's a really good figure, though. I like everything about him for all the colors. Like, this guy compared to Duke, he looks completely different. And then, like, anyone else in the G.I. Joe line, besides maybe some of the ninjas, he doesn't even look similar to.
And even then, if we do compare him to the ninjas, I prefer this. It's more real world, you know? So whether you're a longtime Joe fan or just someone who appreciates insane figure design, Budo is a fantastic work of art and a really cool action figure overall, whether you're into G.I. Joe or not. But this is G.I. Joe Classified at its finest. Part collectible and part cinematic legend. He might be the figure of the year for 2025. But Dex, let's jump into the ratings for Budo.
I'd have to give him a 8.5 out of 10.
That's a really good score.
It's a good figure, but I feel like some of the stuff, it looks amazing, but for this one in particular, it doesn't really fit. I like all the different things they tried putting on with all the vests and all that stuff, but none of that stuff really works, because then you gotta try pressing it in and stuff. This does not, like, fit very well on him. It's way too small for the size of it. If you put it on his waist, it gets in the way of the gun holster. Maybe you're supposed to take the holster off, but I don't really see any other way, besides for, like, decapitating it. So, like... And it will warp the figure if you keep it on here too long, because it was like flaring it out on the side like that. Still a good figure and everything for the looks, but I feel like things weren't very... Like,
you know what,
they didn't fit very well.
And that's the tough thing about these mix and match parts, especially the armor overlays. We've had this problem with wrestling figures in the past. It's very hard to get these snap-on little attachments, right? And little plug-in holes on the side. They're either too easy and too loose to put on, or it's the opposite end of the spectrum, and you've got it, like, you're fighting with it just to get it on there, and then it's threatening to pull off and stretch.
The shoulder flaps are probably one of my least favorite things that they have. I wish that, I forget who it was, I think it was the steel core troopers. Those ones, they just had like these little shoulder clips that just clipped onto their shoulders.
Yeah, they slide over their arms.
Slide on. I have them on Duke right now. I would prefer those because you can articulate the arm without it bending the plastic. Because if you have them posed like this, sitting on a shelf, if you have them long enough, it's just going to stay all the way up like this.
Although it's soft, bendy plastic, it will go back over time. Now, I'm going to give this guy a 9.5. I'm a big fan of this figure. I think the design is outstanding. I love what they did, whether it all worked perfectly or not. The effort is there, and you can see where they're going. So I think the more that we get figures like this that have overlays, like the vests that can be removed and interchanged, I think Hasbro will get even better at the design and engineering of those parts so that we get closer to what we're looking for, and you don't have loose parts or ones that are too tight. You know, it's the whole Goldilocks situation. Like, it's the porridge, too hot, too cold, just right. I think that's one of the tough things with toy design in this day and age, but Hasbro does a very good job with the sculpting, so you can kind of overlook it. And I'm going to in this case because I love this figure. I think this is a strong candidate for the 2025 Figure of the Year for G.I. Joe.
I'd say it's a pretty good figure overall. I like everything that he comes with, the color, the paint apps, the sculpting, and everything.
I love having this guy in the G.I. Joe line. He's going to look great in your collection, and he stands out. So like Dex said, he's not like Duke or anyone else. He's his own guy. I love that about this guy. If you haven't picked up Budo, I'd recommend you do so. Very good figure. Maybe wait until there's a really good sale. You'll be very happy with this. And there you have it. You've made it to the end of this episode, and we really appreciate that. Thumbs up down below. And we would love it even more if you take just 1 second of your time. Make sure that down below you are subscribed to the channel. We ask that you do, because that guarantees that we definitely get to see you back here again next time. Thanks for tuning into Viper Island, your one-stop shop for all things G.I. Joe. When there's relevant news, we'll be here to discuss all of it, together with you. Thanks for watching, thanks for supporting, have a great day, and yo Joe!